With the release of Lightfall being 7 resets away, and 6 of those being able to use to prep towards Lightfall and the raid, if you're going for the raid and Worlds first or just day 1, I thought I'd make this video to bring up a specific point to anybody that's saving stuff, hoarding stuff, prepping bounties, etc. So full disclaimer, if you're just a average player, casual player, you don't prep, you just go into the expansion, this doesn't really concern you. However, if you're somebody that is intentionally prepping to try to unlock, artifact mods, get a higher level to get into activities, etc., then this is for you. So today's video, I'm going to talk about specifically the Ascendant Challenge bounties in the Dreaming City from Petra. So for those that don't know, the Ascendant Challenges are essentially a mini lost sector on the Dreaming City that rotates weekly. There are 6 total ones of them, 1 bounty for each, and you can only do 1 bounty each week. You might see where I'm going with this. With Lightfall being 7 resets out, and only 6 of those being usable to prep stuff, you would need to start doing these Ascendant Challenges either literally now, the day before the next reset, which I'm recording this on a Monday, or start with that reset week all the way leading up to the final week before Lightfall, because that will be 6 resets of weekly bounties for these Ascendant Challenges, and that will be the only way you can save all of them. Otherwise, if you're looking at this in the future, we're 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, whatever, then you're only going to be able to save 3 or 4, whatever the number is. In case you're wondering why I'm saying save these specifically, there's not a giant reason for it. It's just simply they're weekly bounties, and weekly bounties give the most XP. Thus, you're just optimizing the bounty XP that you're hoarding, and that's essentially it. Now, if you're a newish player or you just never have done Dreaming City stuff, you might be wondering, well, what are these challenges? Where are they? How do I activate them? Etc. Essentially, you go to Petra. She now sells tinctures of Queen's Foil for like 5 shards, I think. Stack up on those. Just bring 5 with you. No reason not to stack up to the max. And what you need to do is find the location of each week for these Ascendant Challenges and have a tincture on, which makes you basically ascended to see quote-unquote invisible things or portals. Quick edit, I forgot to mention, the bounties also give you a hint where to go. For example, this will tell you Drown in Your Wishes, which gives you the hint of going to the Bay of Drown, which is the Lost Sector. One will show you a portal inside that location. For example, the first week is in Aphelian's Rest, the Lost Sector in the Strand. Petra could be there, and so it would be directly under her. She rotates each week, by the way. There's 3 rotations. In the Strand Lost Sector, Aphelian's Rest, you simply just go in, have your tincture on, and then once you're inside the actual Lost Sector, you'll see a prompt that says something like, the weave between worlds has become weaker. That essentially means this is the place, the portal's here, this is where the Ascendant Challenge is. Now, I do want to note real quick that specifically for these Lost Sector ones, there's 3 of them total, because there's 3 sectors on Dreaming City. If you are doing these, and you go into the Lost Sector, and you're like, where the hell are the enemies, and where the hell is the portal? Well, the thing is, I don't know, spaghetti code, I don't know the exact answer to this, but sometimes they just won't load everything. So what you need to do is leave the Lost Sector, because you came in, and I quote, and I'm not joking about this, you came in too fast. So you just back up towards leaving the Lost Sector, and eventually the game will be like, oh hey, you hit the prompt, and then it'll just activate, summon all the enemies, and you'll see the prompt, the, blah blah blah, weaken, blah blah blah, and then you'll be able to see all the enemies and the portal and go in. I know, it's dumb, but I thought I'd just note that because it still is happening to people, and I'm sure people are going to wonder what the hell's going on, I can't find it here. So very quickly, here are the locations for each Ascendant Challenge in case you care, starting from week 1 to week 6. Number 1, Aphelian's Rest, the Lost Sector inside the Strand. Again, if it's a Lost Sector, go in slowly, and if it's bugged out, just walk backwards and see the prompt. That's number 1, inside the Lost Sector. Number 2, and week 2, is Garden of Ascilla. To get there, just from spawn, head towards the Strand again, but when you get into the Strand, take a hard right, and eventually you will hit Garden of Ascilla. The portal will be in the sky in that area. Week 3 is Spine of Caries. Best way to get there is from spawn, just go forward and take a hard left, and just keep going and going and going and going, because it's a really, really far drive to get there, and eventually you'll hit the very, very back of Spine of Caries. The portal will be in the sky again. Quick note, if you're, if you know how to sword skate or use Eager Test or whatever, once you get to the bridge, you can just, skate to the right and skip a bunch of stuff and get there faster. Week 4 is Harbinger's Seclude. This one is by far the most annoying one to get to, the furthest one from spawn. What you need to do is just head to Ray Sylvia, whether you want to use the portal on the left or just go straight into the top left section and just drive into Ray Sylvia. You need to head inside the temple, the spawn point basically of where the Corrupted Strike starts, and then head into the temple that would be behind you. Eventually, you're going to get into a room where you see a gigantic statue in the sky, and then there'll be a bunch of blights surrounding it. The portal will be literally above the head of the statue in there. Again, if you have Tincture on, you'll see it. And then there'll be some platforms to the right of where the statue is that you can start climbing in like a circle and get into the portal eventually from there. Week 5 and 6 are both Lost Sectors. Week 5 is the Lost Sector literally behind you when you spawn in the Dreaming City. Again, going slowly. And then Week 6 is inside the Ray Sylvia Lost Sector, Chamber of Starlight. This one is notorious for not spawning in the portal and the boss for this Lost Sector. So if you get bugged out, which is very likely, don't get frustrated. Just kind of walk back, see the prompt, and come back in, and you'll be fine. Finally, these Ascendant Challenges do have a Ahamkara bone for a collectible for lore inside of them, as well as some taken eggs, which would unlock a Sparrow. If you care about all that stuff, I do have a playlist on all these Ascendant Challenges from years back, where I covered all this information. And while you're there, maybe subscribe to the channel, like, share, maybe leave a comment. It does help the channel. Much appreciated. Aside from that, that's all for Ascendant Challenges. Final thing to note is Petra also has another weekly bunny next to that for the Blind Well. Now, the Blind Well sucks, but, you know, there's a way to get it done faster than normal, so I might as well mention it here. You want to do 2 tier 3s, and each time you complete a tier 3, you want to activate the Unstable Energy to give you a tier 4. This will allow you to do 2 of these runs total and get 50% each time, effectively avoiding doing well like 3, 4, 5 times per character because people are doing tier 1s and tier 2s. So stock up on tier 3s and Unstables. Go in there, do a tier 3, do an Unstable on top of it, and then do that one more time, and you're done with the Blind Well bounty. It's once per week, but you should just keep it in your inventory because there's no second or third step like Ascendant Challenges have, and just leave that there for Lightfall. That's all for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed and it helped you. Aside from that, the Lightfall perp guide is coming up soon in case anybody cares. I'll put all that information into one video of what you must have or what you maybe need for Lightfall going into that. But that's soon. Quick out of here. One more thing I wanted to mention about the bounties. So these bounties used to be complete dirt. They used to give horrible XP. I'm talking like 100 XP for a bounty. I want to just clear up that misconception because a lot of people might remember that as these bounties sucking, and they ask, well, why are you telling me to save these when they're trash? So Bungie actually did update these bounties from that maybe 6 months ago. So these actually do give full XP now for a weekly bounty, which is the most XP you can get from doing any bounty in the game. And that's why I'm basically telling you to save these for XP towards Lightfall. For now, catch you later, and catch my streams daily on Twitch, link in the description below. Aside from that,